we have to move this again. So when you're moving these side pieces over here, actually you have to constantly try to pull them up in order to release these hooks. Okay, so we got one in the back, two in the front, over here. Okay, we're gonna put that all of that back, and we have one more screw inside this box that is for the keyboard over here. Okay, just pull that out. All right, unplug the cable. So this is the screw that is still holding this main cover over here. So now we will be able to pull it out. Alright. So as you can see, you have to secure your working space in order to keep the things more easier to work with. We got a couple of screws over here. And also a couple of screws on the, this is the on the left side, and a couple on the right. And with this we're gonna remove this front piece that is preventing us to get to the pipe that we're gonna use for the wasting. It's already actually used for the wasting, but not where we want it. We want to have an outside tank. Alright, so just pull this up. And now we need to release this pipe. This is the exit pipe out of the pump, and actually this pipe over here now is reachable because we've removed everything else. Now it's reachable from this side, and we have to pull it out from the wasting that is inside. It goes pretty deep inside the tank, so the easiest way to do this is to just remove the covers and have some space. So you have to pull this rubber part off the pipe, and you have to pull the pipe out of this carrier over here like this. Pull it out. Okay, and so now we have to pull it out of the carrier and the same time out of the tank. So it's out of the carrier here, Okay, so now we can pull it to the front. Kind of got a little stuck over here. Okay, we got it out. So you see now we have a straight line. To pull it outside, we won't be tearing anything apart or twisting. We just have to slowly pull it out. Sometimes it goes pretty hard, like this one is pretty hard, but slowly it's moving. Okay, we just need to start it up and it goes outside well. So now the next thing we have to do is to hook it back up. We're just gonna push it as much as this ring to cover it. Place that back like this. Okay, this is good. And now we want to pull it through the carrier from the other side like this. Okay. We did that. Good. So now we want to have we're gonna leave some slack over here on this side, but not too much. Just want to have a curve over here that will just got stuck over here. Okay. Yeah, so some curve like this is okay. And now what else we have to do? We have to, so you see where the pipe goes, near this I don't know how to call it, plastic pillar over here. We need to, from the right side, we need to drill a hole with something. So if you're using a drill machine, you will have to just use a drill bit that is a bit more wider than this, so it could be it doesn't flap around. So that is the diameter you should be choosing. And after we pull that through over here, we're gonna add some pipe on the rear and the bottom. Okay, so you see how it's done over here and where the hole is, so we pulled that through. So now we have to reassemble everything back because we are finished there, and when we do that, we are gonna hook up the bottle for the waste ink. But first we have to put all this back. So we have this part that has 2 screws with high density threads. High density threads are for the metal, so don't mix those two up, and low density threads are for the plastic. So these two go here on this metal part below, and the other two are going to the plastic threads. you've already seen this on this assembly, so I'm gonna just speed things up a bit. Yeah, it's good to have a magnetized screwdriver, because you're gonna have a much more easier job over here. Alright, so we can place back the main cover, and we have to pay attention to the cable for the keyboard. We have to hook that up also. Okay. We need this longer screw for this one. Okay, we can put back the keyboard. So the contacts are on the upper side, so this means that it goes like this. Oh, so we have to be careful with this, not to twist something or tear off the pins, because that would be a problem later on. Okay, like this. Push that back to its position. Okay, so we have 3 screws on each side over here. Hate when that happens. One. Second one is lower. And the shorter one goes to the back over here. Okay, a couple of more. Same thing as with the right side. One. Two, and one in the back. So we can put back these side covers over here. Pops right in. Maybe we can put back also this front pieces. So there you go, like this. Something didn't fit over here. What's the problem? There. That's fixed. Okay, and we have this right cover over here, which is a bit more demanding. And oh yeah, I forgot to say, you have to make a cut over here about the 3 centimeters in the metric system, or a bit more than 1 inch over here, because this is the place where the cover goes over the tube that we've placed outside for the waste ink tank. Okay, so let's try to put it back. Alright. It's a bit more demanding than the other side because you have to watch a couple of things at the same time to sit in the place. So it's not that easy, but something didn't sit right over here. I am close, but it doesn't wanna pop in the way it should be. There. Quite a tricky piece to put in. So now you can see how this covers the tube from the rear over here. So now you have to cut it just to cover the tube over here, so be sure to center that properly. And now we have one more thing we have to do is to I don't know, maybe it's gonna be easier if I just turn the printer around to place these two pieces behind the outside tanks for this system over here. Okay. Yeah, so we have should be having 4 screws, but fortunately we have a lot of them as a spare part. So okay, so the first one that goes under the pipe goes like this. Pipes go up. Okay, so now we have to place this left one over here. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna have to put 2 more over here. And right, let's see, something is, that's okay. And one more over here that covers this last hole. Okay, so we are done with this. So now yeah, we have this couple of covers that we should put back, and the rear one. here one is kind of tricky because it has this teeth over here, so you'll maybe need to put in some force over here like this. All right, and screw back this couple of screws. Black ones are for the rear part, one on the left, one on the right, and there's one more for metal that goes in the middle. And this is the last one. Okay, I got that done, and now the only thing that's left to do is to hook up the pipe with the bottle, and we're gonna do at least one more head clean. We're gonna see if the pump is working properly, if it's ejecting some ink out of the printer, and we're gonna do a test print to see if all the colors are here. Okay, so we've hooked everything up, plug in the cables, and as you can see there's enough pipe so you can place this bottle somewhere below the table. Doesn't have to stand on the table over here. And what is important that this bottle has two holes. One is for the air that exits outside when the ink is pumped into the bottle, so this is absolutely necessary. Let's now start the printer up, and then we're gonna turn on one head clean, and we should be able to see ink flowing outside through these pipes over here, because we've already done a couple of head cleans when we filled the dampers over here. So if there's gonna be any ink over here, we should be able to see it. And let's see what's gonna happen. Then we're gonna put the paper inside to get the CMYK test done. Now, as you can see, already the pipe is filling with the ink, so that is good, because we know for sure now that the pump is working properly. A lot of these printers, when they do quite a few prints or print jobs, the pump tends to lose the pressure with time, but this is not the case with this pump, so that's good. We don't have to replace that. It's working pretty good. Now we're gonna see if it's gonna print something out. But since the pump is doing pretty good, and also we can see on the capping station that there are some white stripes over here, so probably we won't be having any issues with the white either, and we are expecting to have a CMYK print good, but we'll just wait and see. So we're gonna print this out on paper. and maybe the white ink would be easier to print it on the film, so we're probably gonna try that also on a piece of film. So yeah, it's a standard thing with this L1800 printer is that you have to wait exactly 2 minutes after you've did the head clean. So this sound that it makes, it needs to do it 7 times before you can have the lead over here steady, or printer inside the ready position for printing. So we're just gonna have to wait a little bit until we see some prints over here, but I think that if everything checks out good, we are pretty much done with this one. Should be adding some inks to the system over here. I don't know why the owner has torn this cover for the CIS, tore it off, but I don't know, it probably was in a way when he was adding ink, so probably he doesn't need that, but we'll have to add some ink also, because the level of the white ink is pretty low, and I think it does require a bit more yellow. Still, the printer is doing some checks after the head clean, and now it's done. Okay, so let's see if we're gonna have a clear CMYK test. I think so. Yeah, this is what we want, and maybe we're gonna try to test the white ink. So this is good. There are some prints from before, but don't mind that. We just need these 4 colors to be printed clearly, and that's good. And the smudge that we have on the red box or magenta box is because it's soaking up the paper more than it should be. We should be lowering down the percentage in the rip, but that's okay. We just want to see if all the inks are coming out. And also, we at the moment we don't use the table in the front because we didn't get it from the owner, so it does get a little bit smudged, but that's not a problem. When we put the table, the slide table outside, it's going to be okay. Alright, so now what else we want to see? We would just want to check if it's going to print the white ink. And it should be printing white ink also, because the head was not that bad, but you've seen that it does dry up the nozzles if the ink is not supplied properly through the dampers to the head. But still, this is pretty much 90% of functionality. Alright, and this is now the same images with silhouettes, so we want to see if there's gonna be any white ink, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We don't have to replace the print head, and that's gonna be okay. So we are done with this repair, and it's not just a repair, it was partially conversion because we had to add the waste ink bottle over here, but also it did require some adjustments. But we are done with this one, and we are off to our next repair.